Ladies and gentlemen, today we have another crazy video to get into. We have an update on that giant Pokemon leak yesterday. We have some information about Nintendo and emulation, like Nintendo themselves emulating stuff. Very suspicious. Also, the new Mario and Luigi game has been leaked online. And to round it off, we have a huge Switch 2 leak. So let's go and get right into this video. You know, leaks are coming out every single day, and sometimes I actually find these leaks myself. And you may say, well, who's your source? Well, my uncle actually works at Nintendo. Well, not my uncle, it's actually my uncle's uncle who works at Nintendo. Yeah, so you know my sources are very credible. So before we get started today, if you could hit a like and subscribe, well then hey, I would really appreciate that. And let's just go and get right into the video. So in the past few days, we've got one of the biggest gaming leaks of all time happened, and this had to do with Pokemon and Game Freak and Nintendo, and there was some other stuff going on there. Some very, very strange, like Pokemon X-rated fan fiction, but coming from Pokemon themselves. That's another conversation for a different day. The major information that had me intrigued was about upcoming Pokemon games. And there were some leaks for Pokemon Legends ZA, and you know, that's the next Pokemon game I think that's coming out. But we also got some leaks for the 10th generation of Pokemon games. And that's probably going to come after Pokemon Legends ZA. But some of the major news to come from those leaks was both of those games will allegedly be launching on the Switch 1 and Switch 2. And that made me take a step back and think, when are these games actually going to come out? If they're going to be dual releases. But we have another update for those leaks, and it might reveal where the 10th generation of Pokemon games will be set in. So it's actually very cold where I live. For the first time this entire year, it's like 55, 60 degrees. And out of all days to talk about Pokemon, I had to bust out the Pokemon sweater. Perfect timing. Leaker reveals Pokemon Gen 10 setting detail. So we're not going to go over this whole article because it's kind of just recapping all those leaks yesterday. But Pokemon Sword and Shield, I believe, was set in the UK, or like an English village or something like that. Scarlet and Violet was allegedly set in Spain or inspired by Spain. I'll be 100% honest, I know I cannot pronounce this word. Gen 10 region is an archipelago. I don't think we're getting any closer. This is going to be an ancient Greece inspired region. And if that's the case and you're going to be sailing around to multiple islands, I would be so freaking happy. There truly was so many freaking details coming out of all of those leaks. And I'm assuming we're going to continue to get leaks for the next maybe week or two. I don't know. So more details will keep coming out. But I thought this was an interesting update. Now Nintendo, what is going on right now? If you need to reach out and ask for help, just reach out and ask your boy for help. I'm here. It seems like Nintendo's going through some kind of crisis right now because they are really cracking down on emulation, right? And as much as it pains me to say it, I mean, that's their right. Like, yes, you don't give us the option to buy all these games anymore, and I want to play these games. And me, myself, I've actually gotten into emulation quite a lot in the past 12 months, and I'm all for it, especially if I can't purchase the games at retail price legally. Then I'm gonna emulate it. Nintendo says, don't do that. But what if Nintendo themselves is doing that? So look at this right here. Nintendo found emulating its own games. So they have interactive displays at the museum, but not all of these interactive displays are powered by vintage hardware. This was recently discovered by Twitter user ChrisMac32, shout out them, after they decided to unplug one controller from a Nintendo museum station running the 1990 Super Nintendo Entertainment System classic Super Mario World. Doing so prompted the machine to play the instantly recognizable device disconnected sound event, which Microsoft operating systems have been using since the Windows XP days from the early 21st century, and I will play that sound now. Plug in the gamepad back and trigger the equally iconic Device Connect sound event, strongly suggesting that the Super Mario World display at the Nintendo Museum is running on a Windows-powered Super Nintendo Entertainment System emulator. I don't know why I don't say Super Nintendo or SNES and say it the long way, but yeah. Could you imagine if I called the Nintendo customer service hotline? I would be like, I know a billion-dollar corporation, one of the biggest companies in the world, is emulating your games right now. They would probably want to investigate a little bit. and then I would say Nintendo is doing it. Would they investigate themselves? I'm just saying, it could happen. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's start getting into some leaks. A game that I'm actually looking forward to very much because I enjoyed it all the way back on the Game Boy Advance, I believe, might have been the first one. And that is the Mario and Luigi games. They're a lot of fun. They're RPGs, great entry-level RPGs. Not the hardest games, but what they are is like a solid adventure. You're gonna have fun the entire time. They're not the most memorable games, but I am looking forward to the new one. And apparently, it has already leaked online. This game does not come out until next month. And I don't think it came from like a data mine or something like that. I truly think somebody just got the game early somehow. So this is over on Twitter. The game hasn't been dumped. I'm pretty sure they mean dumped. But a new person has shown they have the game Mario and Luigi Brothership. So I can't say for sure, but I'm assuming this is in German. And it looks like they have played it for 24 minutes. And we have an actual look at the game. It looks like they just took a picture of their screen. But yeah, this is what it's looking like. I'll be honest, the graphics don't really look that good. I wasn't expecting this game to be like some crazy graphical impressive game, but this truly almost looks like upscaled Game Boy Advance graphics. Yeah, and that's strange because Super Mario RPG or Mario RPG or whatever the hell it was called, the remake of the Super Nintendo game, looked freaking amazing. There was times like in the cutscenes and you would do these big battle animations with your group where I truly felt like I was looking into the future of Switch 2 graphics. I never used the screenshot function on my Switch ever, but I was actually screenshotting graphics of the game. It looks so damn good. My camera isn't picking it up the best, but I really have the screenshots in my Switch. The game looks so incredible. So I'm gonna assume the same team did not work on this game. It almost looks like, I don't know, almost cell shaded, kind of. I'm sure the game is still going to be fun, but I was really hoping that the game would look a little bit better than this. Like, look at Luigi up here. He really looks like he has seen some shit in his life. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into a massive Switch 2 leak. They kind of put some stuff in perspective, kind of clears up some old rumors and leaks. And yeah, it's pretty incredible stuff, at least in my opinion. So what we're looking at today is a leak of some shipping manifest. And this is for Switch 2 components, as well as some other hardware that I'm very interested in, that I think might hint at some features coming to Nintendo Switch Online. Possibly for the Switch 2, maybe for the Switch, but probably for the Switch 2. Switch 2 component shipments are ramping up, indicating that mass production could begin soon. The full details are here. No, mass production did not start in August, but preparation for it likely did. And I remember seeing leaks saying that they thought mass production had officially started because they were seeing a lot of these components in factories like together, but apparently they were just preparing for mass production. There were some hints at this at the end of July when small parts, tapes, and screws appeared in a few shipments totaling to hundreds of thousands. In August, those increased to millions. And for the first time, multiple major components came in tens of thousands. Some shipments reached the hundreds of thousands, though those are the ones that basically should have had their quantities divided because there's more than one per console set. To give some example, T239, which is the NVIDIA T239, which is apparently the processing chip for the Switch 2, was shipped in a single batch of 48,000 units, eclipsing the totals of 3,000 and 4,000 it had in June and July respectively, while the screen went from a batch of 1,100 in June to 61,000 across 4 batches in August. While those numbers are big, they are not mass production big, at least not at the cadence they're arriving with. This turn of events means I was wrong in predicting that, like the OLED, quantities wouldn't be seen increasing before the start of mass production. It seems like there's some kind of stockpiling phase though. And then I find this very interesting right here. On the GameCube controller, part numbers in the shipping manifest indicate that the GameCube controller is returning. So it seems like back in August, when we thought mass production was starting for the Switch 2, that they were in a stockpiling phase to start getting ready for mass production. That was 2 months ago, so I'm sure a lot of stuff has happened since then. But seeing this GameCube controller pop up once again, I really could see them adding GameCube to Nintendo Switch Online, and that being like a launch feature for the Switch 2. Like, yes, they're going to show off the console, show off some games, and show off what the console can do. But one area where I'm really interested in the Switch 2 is I would like to see some really cool online features, like in Nintendo Switch Online, and just maybe in online in general. One thing I really want to see come back for this next generation is voice chat. Like, as long as you have a Nintendo Switch Online account, I want to be able to voice chat. Because it's so stupid that was never an option. Unless you downloaded the freaking Nintendo app, So yeah, that was dumb to start. I would like to see some other apps on the Nintendo Switch. I know it's not deal breakers for anybody, but not having Netflix, and I really don't even watch Netflix that much, but I would like to see all the streaming apps, HBO Max, Hulu, Netflix, stuff like that. Maybe some music apps like Spotify would be pretty cool. I really think there's so many things they could do with this next generation. I'm very excited, and the day you're watching this video is the 15th. I think within a week there's going to be an announcement, October 20th. Keep that date in mind. That's all I can say. Keep October 20th in mind. I believe that's a Sunday, so that is a very strange day to get an update from Nintendo. But I would keep a lookout for October 20th. But ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about all this information? This is in fact day number 2. I'm holding up 4 right here. Day number 2 of me at my new house. So I'm still getting used to how everything looks here and filming here. In yesterday's video, my table was too close to my camera and it kept hitting the light like that and shaking the whole camera, so I've changed that up. Still going to take me some time to get used to everything, but thank you for being a part of this journey. In the comments below, let me know your thoughts and opinions. If you have made it this far, you should follow me on Instagram because we are growing over there and it's a lot of fun talking to you guys. And you guys know me, I will see you very soon with a new video. Peace out.